Alema Harrington coming up in about 2 minutes. Stick around for that. Did you guys see the Jazz last night? The Utah Jazz got crushed by the Dallas Mavericks. They lost by 50. And I think it's a legitimate question to ask about Will Hardy, the head coach of the Jazz, struggling. Listen to Will Hardy after the game last night.
That was an absolutely horrendous performance from start to finish. That was a masterpiece of dog shit. I really don't know how to describe that game.
A masterpiece of dog shit.
That was a masterpiece of dog shit.
My God. And I think that's a really interesting question because I am a big Will Hardy guy. Is this a learning curve? I don't know. It's interesting to me that your three best veterans did not play last night, and now they're all full participants in practice today. That's very interesting to me. The Jazz are in a very interesting window, and I think it's going to be a very important run to the NBA trade deadline, because I think a lot of people got hyped up over what happened last season. As we welcome Alema Harrington to the show, presented by our good friends at TridayTrading.com. Oh, we are in the palatial Casa de Harrington today.
Yes, welcome.
Good to see you back at the house.
Yeah.
What did you make of the game last night with the Jazz, and were you surprised by how blunt Will Hardy was afterward?
I was looking forward to his comments, and as soon as which I won't repeat, which you just repeated and we just ran on the show, as soon as that was said, I looked at Mike Smith and I said, there's going to be a lot of stuff said. The one that will get the most run is what he just said, a masterpiece of dog poop, right? So I wasn't necessarily surprised. I was surprised that he just blurted that out, as opposed to trying to use a euphemism or soften it up a little bit. But I think there's sometimes that coaches are trying to make a point, and sometimes the way that point is made is with a little shock value. And I think anybody that stuck around to watch the entire game and then stuck around for the post game. First of all, thank you for sticking around for post game. It's difficult to do post game shows after a loss like that. But those that stuck around to watch that, I think, were curious as to what they were going to hear from Coach Hardy, and probably weren't shocked or surprised that was part of his message. The other part that I thought was important was that we win together and we lose together, and that there's no sense that the team somehow is pointing fingers and falling apart, which certainly is the risk of those kinds of losses. Now, the Jazz just came off of an overtime victory over Portland, and it was at home. And those things are important. All of their wins are at home. They're playing well in front of the home crowd. You won, the previous game against Portland without Markkanen and without, Clarkson, without Kelly. And that was an important moment, speaking of the Portland game, for guys like Simone and for Fontecchio, and for Keontae, and even for Taylor Hendricks to get extended minutes.
Yes.
This is a process. And the last thing I think that people want to continue to talk about is the process, because, fans were impatient. We don't want to know about the process. We want to know, like, what's going to happen. What are you going to do? The beauty of the situation, at least in my opinion, for the Jazz, is that sometimes you will have something like this happens and everybody's clamoring for change. And we see that even with a relatively unsuccessful season with BYU, and everybody's, clamoring for what are the changes going to be. Kalani's secure at BYU. Will Hardy is in place at the Jazz for a reason. He's not going anywhere. And so I think that shuts down any of that type of conversation almost immediately. Like, we understand this is a process. And you made a great point, Monty. And that's talking about last year was a pleasant surprise and a lot of overachievement. This year is much more of a reality check.
Yeah, and Alema, what do you think the timeline is for this Jazz team to really start to, make progress? Because I think a lot of Jazz fans came into this year and were like, hey, we did a lot better last year than we thought. I mean, I remember doing the show and Jazz fans were telling us, hey, we felt like we were going to be like a 20-win team. And 30 wins last year, I think, 30 plus wins last year surprised a lot of people. So do you think, this is, just a rebuild year for Jazz fans? Or do you think that after the trade deadline, there can be, some more progress made? Because I think Jazz fans are really hungry for that coming off of last year.
Yeah, I think that to your point, last year, prior to the trade deadline, there was a lot of overachievement. Then you have the trade deadline where you trade away a lot of important players, including your point guard and Mike Conley. What we're seeing this season is more of an extension of what the end of last season was. But we're looking at last season with the lens of what happened prior to All-Star break and, Lauri Markkanen becoming a first-time All-Star. We're looking at it with that lens as opposed to what happened after All-Star break and trade deadline. So, I think to the other part of your question, which is what is the timeline? I wish I knew that. And I think in our lives, just as human beings, we're always time is so important. Everything is based on time. Like, what time is it? It's almost 5:00. Okay, the show's almost over. It's almost time for this to start. All of those things are the things that govern, in a lot of ways, our attitude towards whatever the situation might be. So if we were to give a timeline and say, yeah, but this is all you're gonna see the results of this before All-Star break this year, the beginning of next year, then it would be a lot easier for Jazz fan to go, okay, like I can hang on for that, But if you said, well, it's actually a 2-year project, it's like, 2 years, it's like I can't wait. Or if you don't give a time frame, you said we're not sure how long this is going to take. Well, at least they gave me some kind of time frame. But when it's not that instant gratification or pretty instant, then man, it's hard. We're fortunate because we have a fan base that is an educated NBA fan base that understands that there's a process, but that doesn't make it a whole lot easier. It makes it easier, but not a whole lot easier for a Jazz fan who really has a hard time supporting a game where you lose by 50 and just did not look good, right?
No. And the first half was tough. And then you see Rudy and Mike, Minnesota's got the best record in the Western Conference, which is remarkable. And they've turned things around. But I also think we as fanatics, we all think that we're better GMs than Danny Ainge is. And I think one of the things that Danny is so elite at is not showing his hand. Yeah. And I think one of the things that's really important is, out of last night, I do think that Taylor Hendricks' performance stands out to me a little bit. I think seeing more and more of him, I think seeing Keontae play the way that he's playing, I think we're all a little disappointed that your 3 best players, arguably, maybe 2 of your best players certainly, are not in the lineup on a nightly basis. Yeah, nobody wants to see Luka go for a triple-double in the first half, but the reality is I think you're going to have nights like this. Now, 50 points, as you said, is not ideal, but I don't think it's a surprise that the team as it is currently constructed is going to have nights like this.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you. And especially when you've got 3 guys that are major contributors, or 2 top scorers, and another guy that is, plays a very much a glue role, facilitator role, and is as good at stretching out a defense. When you've got those 3 guys sitting on the bench, then even with those guys in the lineup last night, let's say that Lowry and Jordan and Kelly, they all play. Luka still may have gone off for a 40-point triple-double. That still may have happened. They still may have won the game, speaking of Dallas, but maybe they don't win by 50. That's an elite team. Yeah. That is, further along in their process. And as you made reference to Minnesota and the Timberwolves, we were looking at them last year, and I remember, doing the highlights, and it was a dunk by Lowry on Rudy Gobert, and the highlight, call was "Take that, Rudy," and so, but it takes time and time together as a team, and keep in mind that Jordan Clarkson is the only player on this team with more than 2 years of experience with the Utah Jazz, right? So there's a process, and it's going to take some time. And I think we all want to be on the other side of that, where it's like where we get to look back and, oh man, remember when we lost by 50, and maybe that was kind of a turning point for us. I don't know that it necessarily is what it represents, that game last night, but we will be at some point on the other side of this looking back. And a lot of it, I think you make an important point, is to be able to look at Danny Ainge and his resume and say, this guy, he knows what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing, but he knows what he's doing. And I believe in that, right?
Yeah, and it's good news that we don't know what he's doing,
yeah,
frankly. And I think the other thing about the Jazz specifically is you have an owner that's willing to spend money. You have a general manager with a pedigree. And, our whole point today has on Will Hardy, in my opinion, is he's a young coach that's developing as a head coach, trying to develop a young team. Now, the only thing the only question I have, and maybe you have insight in, and I'm sure you do, is it's a little concerning, at times shocking, how lackadaisical this team is, especially in transition defense. But on defense on the whole, it's a little surprising to me, Alema, that there's a defensive issue here, and I don't know how you fix it quickly.
Yeah. And for some of these questions or concerns, there's not a quick fix. I think the blessing of having one of the problems be what would be at least construed or perceived as a lack of effort is that you can fix that, right? If guys are just not talented, like, it's going to be hard to fix that. If guys are just not very intelligent, it's hard to fix that. There's, you want to have some problems that have solutions that are things that you can address. And I think that those things will be addressed. I say this, we say this in athletics all the time. You'd much rather learn a lesson from a win than learn a lesson from a loss. When the reality is, a loss like what they took last night, there might be a lesson that is learned from that. And some coaches have the attitude like, we're going to burn that video. We're not even going to look at it. Others will take the time to break it down. I think, and from what Coach Hardy said last night, they are going to look at the film, and they are going to make some decisions, and they are going to, figure out, as you said, Coach Hardy, who's trying to understand how he can be a better coach. They are going to make some changes and implement things that will help them be better. Does that mean that we'll never have another, 40-point, 50-point loss this season? I don't know. I don't know if that's the case or not, but I do trust the process enough to believe that it is going to change. I think what we'll see on the floor, and for multiple reasons, I think we will see, I don't know this for a fact, but I think we will see some of our guys back, if not all three. The Jazz do play much better in front of their home crowd. It is, and we didn't perform well the last time we were on national television, but this will be a national televised game. It'll be a side-by-side. So those that want to watch on ESPN can, those that want to watch on KJazz or on the streaming service, Jazz Plus, you can do that. But I think some guys play bigger on a national stage. I hope that that's the case, and that guys do feel like, hey, this is an opportunity for me to play, not just on a regional broadcast, but for, all of my people to see me.
Alema Harrington, presented by TridayTrading.com. One last Jazz question I want to ask you. I'm glad you brought up Jazz Plus. I had issues with Jazz Plus early, but now I think it's fantastic. Yeah. I love that I get notifications and pops when they're going to play. It reminds me in the morning and then tells me it's live. Like, from your side, being on the inside of it, has Jazz Plus been a success?
Well, yeah, it's been a huge success. Not just, I mean, there's multiple parts of it that are successful. Number one, I don't know that any of us, and I could probably speak for just about every other franchise that was on some sort of regional sports network deal. I'm not sure that any of us understood just how broken that system was. So we're successful just by the fact that we're not on a regional sports network, whatever that was, Bally's or AT&T Sports Network or Fox Sports Regional, whatever it was. We're better off because of that. And even from a larger standpoint, the footprint or the reach of the Jazz product now is beyond anything that you could have ever hoped for. I just talked with somebody yesterday that was talking about, family of theirs that doesn't live in the state that now can watch the games, whether it's they're watching on, Jazz Plus or they're getting it over the air. And just how counterintuitive it is to be in a situation where with all of the subscriptions that are out there, you can get the subscription or you can get the Jazz over the air. I mean, that type of throwback is a beautiful thing. So to answer the question, it's been a huge success for us. And we've loved the opportunity to be able to interact. And we feel it because we have people that talk to us that have not been able to watch the games for the last however long.
Yeah.
Now, that's just an interesting concept that I don't always connect with because, I'm doing the games. So I figure, well, everybody's watching the game. But the reality is, or was, that a lot of people were not able to watch the games, and now they can.
Yeah. I don't think there's any doubt that, I mean, hell, Jake's about to turn 30. I'm 50. Like, we watch the game the same way now. Like,
Yeah.
what you said about like AT&T Sportsnet, I think when you look at the money that was put into now Delta Center for the All-Star game, and you think about that kind of expansion, talking about new uniforms, you're talking about all of the money it takes to run a modern day NBA franchise. What the Mavericks just sold a controlling share for over $1 billion. Like, we're talking about huge money. And you basically said, yeah, we're not going to make money on our TV deal. We're going to struggle. And most of our fans can't watch the games anyway, but we're going to have the All-Star game and put a ton of money into it. It's not realistic. So I'm thrilled with it now. It integrates with the League Pass. Like, I absolutely love it. I will tell you, I don't love Jazz Plus as much as I love TryDayTrading.com and the Australian dollar versus the yen. I'm telling you, it's rolling.
Yes.
That's my trade. And I get excited. I'm a nighttime trader because that's how my schedule works.
Yeah.
But my wife integrates it into her morning routine. Like, one of the things I really like about Tri-Day Trading is they can teach you how to put it into your life no matter what your schedule looks like.
Yeah, I got to say, Monty, that was a brilliant transition. That was seamless. That was amazing.
You were worried. You were worried when I started, but I paid it off.
Yeah. Oh, I got some concerns. I don't love Jazz Plus, but boom, then you hit me with that. I'm like, all right, man, that was good. And I'm with you on that. And I love the fact that there are so many ways to be able to do it and to be successful, because you can trade, at any hour, depending on what your schedule looks like and what feels right for you. And some people are attached to, maybe it's a currency, or they're attached to a time of day, and that's how they schedule. And the beautiful thing about Tri-Day Trading is the coaches will get an understanding of what that is for you, and then tailor a program that is going to work for you, because they want it to work for you, because they want you to be successful, because this is a partnership with Tri-Day Trading, because they are their hope, their efforts are being put into getting you successful so that you can trade and be able to make money. And if you win, then everybody wins, because they are going to fund your account. So anybody that's out there watching and thinking, well, I don't have the kind of disposable income that I could put in the trading account. Well, don't worry about that, because they're going to fund your account. Then you are going to learn how to trade. You're going to get live, and they will continue to build your account as you get better and better. And you will keep up to 80% of what you make. Now they'll take the other part of that, but you will keep up to 80% of what you make. They want you to be successful. They are invested in your success. And that's one of the beauties of the Tri-Day Trading program. And the other thing that I love the fact that they're a local company. They've been around for over a decade. I feel confident. I know these guys, and I can go to the office and I can meet with my coach, or I can call them up, or I can get with them on a Zoom and be able to continue to work on my craft as a trader, right? And so I always tell people, you hear this stuff and you hear us talking about it. I encourage you to just go to their website, tridaytrading.com. There's videos there. There's testimonials there. You can sign up to get a person-to-person call if you have any other questions beyond what is being presented on the website. And I think we all owe it to ourselves to, if we hear something like this, it's like, well, and we put it off. I would say, hey, make December the month that you're going to do that. Go and just go to the website and explore it. Like, I think we owe it to ourselves to at least look into the opportunities that are out there, especially when those opportunities can possibly, dramatically improve my quality of life and my work situation and my income situation. I have more control over all those things. I think we all owe it to ourselves to at least explore that. So just go to tridaytrading.com.
And I think the thing that we all fall victim to is, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it at the first of the year. Next year is going to be the year I make all that money. You can either make excuses or you can make money. It's that old, I love the saying, the magic you've been searching for your entire life is hiding behind the stuff you're not willing to do. So start doing that stuff today. Yeah. Right. Like Jake and I joke about it all the time. Hey, dude, did you make your bed today? Because it's that little thing where if you're going to do the thing, and if that thing is complaining about your credit card debt or wanting to pay your car off, but never doing that, or making extra payments on your mortgage that you're never going to make extra payments on, you can talk about stuff, but Tri-Day Trading with zero cost to see how it works is going to give you an opportunity to do the thing to get you the thing you've always wanted. Go to Disney, live in the house, drive the car, provide for your family, get out of student loan debt. Alema, to me, that's the magic of Tri-Day Trading. Yeah. They have a solution for every financial problem that you're facing.
Yeah, and it's real. Like, it's not pie in the sky. This is real. And again, if you go to the website, you're going to see the testimonials of real people that, got into this the same way any of us did and are successful now doing it. And again, it's a $10 30-day trial and it'll expose you to all of the resources. And if you decide it's not for you, then you made a $10 charitable donation to a very worthy cause. And you have more information now than you had when you clicked onto the website. And whether that's, I know this is going to work for me, or I know that this is not. And I think, again, December is the season of giving, and a $10 donation, whether you sign up and go with the program or not, I think you can feel good about having explored the opportunity and then being able to, help out somebody in need with your $10 donation.
Yep. Alema, always appreciate your light. Always appreciate your passion and your positivity, and obviously your insight into the Jazz and college football. Always good to see you, my friend. Hope you have a good week.
Back at you. Thank you very much. Good to see you.
There you go. Alema Harrington. I love the guy. The positivity that guy brings in. I know sometimes I talk about it too much, but I'm telling you, that magic, the thing you're looking for, and we spend so much time in our life complaining. And my wife, Mrs. Monty, I've told you, she is a queen. And the lady has told me time and again, whether it's on a golf course or my 15th spam call of the day.
I know you were on your soapbox, but do it. Just real quick.
Hello? Hi.
Hi, this is Natasha calling from the business lending department.
No,
Can you hear me okay?
No, your name's not Natasha. You're a robot.
Okay.
Whether it's complaining about bot calls, whatever it is in your life, do something about it, right? Repair your relationship with yourself. Tridaytrading.com. UW Gym fan says, I'm interested in Tri-Day. What does the monthly membership cost after the free trial? It's up to you. You have to, what Tri-Day is going to do is you're going to go to their website and you're going to get paired with a coach and you're going to get essentially a meeting. And you're going to talk through with the people at Tri-Day Trading and you're going to say, hey, this is what I'm after. This is what I want to do. And they're going to tell you, hey, here's our program. This is how it works. Like they're going to help you build a program to fit into your life because, again, maybe you're somebody that works third shift. You can trade all day long. Maybe you work a 9 to 5 and you can only trade at 6 in the morning or 8 o'clock at night. They're going to build that program for you. So we get this question a lot. I would encourage you, Jim, and everybody else, go to tridaytrading.com and ask to have a meeting with somebody.
And by the way, I mean, I don't think you can evaluate whether a certain cost on a monthly basis, let's say, is worth it until you've experienced the product. And
Absolutely right.
That's why they set it up that way, because they know it's like they know, hey, if you make your $10 charitable donation and you join the trial membership for 30 days, you're going to get to decide for yourself. And that's why they do it that way. They don't need to convince you. They don't need to sell you.
There is no sales pitch.
No, there's no pitch.
Honest to God.
Yeah.
There is no, what's going to happen is you're going to go to tridaytrading.com. You're going to sign up for the 30-day trial membership. You make your $10 charitable donation. They assign you, the first thing you get is you get assigned to a coach. Our coach is Phil. My wife's coach is Phil. They meet weekly, but they immediately put you into their system. You start trading on sim, like you get into the program and you figure out, okay, hey, week 1, well, I've been trading at night because of my day job or during the day because I work third shift, or that's where the building begins. And then you're just going to naturally have questions and you're going to want to, you're going to meet with somebody and you could talk about cost. You can talk about all of that. That's why they give you the program for free, essentially. It's a $10 charitable donation, but it's a 30-day trial membership because they know that you're going to figure it out very quickly. It's not rocket science at all. Monty should do the breather guy from early SNL days. Hello, I'm the breather. How are you? Yeah,
Hi, this is James. Welcome back.
Exactly. OG Gary, let's go. More spam calls. I tried. The problem is, I don't answer the spam calls ever. But the ones I do answer are usually the bots. Hey, I love the ones it's John from the Police Officers Association of America.
Suckmyass.com.
But then if you watch the Netflix spam calling docuseries, you see that they go inside a money scam operation that is the Police Officers Association of America. And you find out that those calls are complete BS.
What the fuck are you, Ranger Rick?
So I'm just saying, spam call 2. Let's go. Just trying. Please hit the like button. It helps the channel grow. Thank you. Yeah, we've had, let's see, where are we at on the show today? 3,000 views and only 79 likes. Yes, please hit the like button. We appreciate that very much. Watching the NBA in-season tournament, I'm curious what you guys think of the NBA in-season tournament. I will tell you that I'm not going to say I don't get it, because I do. I don't love it. It isn't new basketball for me. It's new courts. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Some cool hardwood. That's great. The games don't mean more to me. Oh, it's a tournament game. They don't mean more to me. And I don't know if I'm tone deaf. Maybe I don't get it. It just doesn't feel special and unique. It doesn't feel like the FA Cup. It doesn't feel like UEFA Champions League, which is what I think they were trying to capture, because it's just more basketball against the same opponents. Dame's got 2 3-pointers now.
Let's go.
That's his second 3-pointer of the second half.
Hell yeah.
And Milwaukee is now down just 67-66.
I want to continue talking about that, but I looked while we were talking about Tri-Day trading. I looked at what is his name? Kachuk. Brady Kachuk is averaging 7 shots a game.
Yes.
On the season. So all we need Dame to do is knock down like 1 or 2 more threes, and we really should be in a good place on prize.
You really should be. You really, really should be. And I need Giannis to get going here, because Giannis, our prize picks, prizepicks.com, use the promo code Monty. We were showing you this earlier. My prize picks today, I have Giannis for 52.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And call me crazy, but in the first half, he hit that exactly 50%. He was at 27 at halftime, and he's still at 27. So I need my guy needs to get going. But Dame's got 2 3-point shots here. Jake's also at Buddy Hield 7 3-point attempts. And he's got the Brady Kachuk Dame Lillard combo of 8 3-pointers and shots on
Hield's
goal.
got 4 attempts in the game so far.
I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good about the Brady Kachuk Dame one now that Dame's got 2 shots.
Agreed.
2 3-pointers knocked out. But see, this is the greatness of Prize Picks. This is Dame again. Let's go, baby.
Get cooking.
Dame's got 3 3-pointers now.
What
So,
did I tell you?
We're
This
almost
dude's
halfway
clutch.
there. We're almost halfway there already with Dame. Now, man. And
boy.
Tyrese Halliburton's getting loose.
See, now to talk about the in-season tournament. You're right. It is the same basketball. It is like it's the same guys doing the same thing. But I think the interesting part is that these guys have been playing noticeably harder than usual. Like Kevin Durant came out and said he likes it and that there's heat in these games and that, it feels like a playoff game and the crowd's really into it. But you're not wrong. It's not the FA Cup. It's not like this thing that during a tournament in the middle of your season, you're playing for some type of playoff seeding or something that truly affects your path to the NBA Finals. That's what I think it needs.
I think it needs speciality. I think we need, and I don't know, what is it, G League teams or Euro League, like something to give it more.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't feel special. It doesn't even really feel unique. And it pisses me off that Giannis is walking up the floor and not even in the offense at this point.
Oh, I'm good with it because now Dame's going to knock down another one.
Dame! Let's go!
Let's
He's got
go.
4 3-pointers.
Boom!
Let's go!
Let's go.
Milwaukee up 76-72 in the first semifinal of the in-season tournament. 6:16 to go in the third. We'll keep you updated on that. But it just doesn't feel special or unique to me. Chris Roberts says Dame time indeed. Mike Smith, well, isn't that special? Do you know who the church lady is, Jake?
No.
You don't.
No.
OG Gary says $500,000 is $500,000. It is. Each player gets $500,000 to win, or I don't even, it doesn't even
That's
matter.
how much you don't care about this.
Yeah. The Buffalo Hunter in-season tournament is fine unless you're a fan of the effortless Utah Jazz. Then it's not as much.
Well,
Bros, they lost by 50
let's
last
not
night.
say it's effortless. I agree the transition defense is garbage. There's no doubt about it. And, I don't want to be too harsh, but I agree. That was a dog crap performance. That was not like, I look at some of their games for all you Jazz fans earlier in the year. I look at that Suns game where you only lost by 3 points, 133 to 130.
I know.
You competed with them. Like, you're not competing. And the thing that concerns me so much about the Jazz right now is that you're struggling to put 100 points on the board. Like,
Yes.
obviously 97 against the Mavs, 90 against the T-Wolves, 91 against the Grizzlies, 99 against the Lakers. Like, you're struggling, man. And so what am I going to say? Why does the transition defense get exposed so much for this team? Because they get lazy on offense, right? They're settling for long 3-point shots. They're settling for bad shots. So what does a bad shot result in? A long rebound that leads to the other team getting into your paint in less than 2 seconds. And I know that sounds crazy. Go out and look at the stats. Any good transition offense will be in your paint on the other end of the floor in less than 2 seconds. So you have exactly 2 seconds to start playing defense after a bad shot. This team's not going to do that, man. And that's what I think Will's got to get dialed back in. Because I look at early in the season, you had no trouble putting up 114, 118, 113. Like, you had no trouble scoring between 110 and 120, which is competitive.
I'm curious what this trophy means. I'm curious, like Pelicans, Lakers. I think the NBA is probably thrilled the Lakers are in. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's something that is must watch.
Here's what I will say, though. It is nice to have something to talk about in the regular season. Like, I think the NBA struggles sometimes during this time of year in December and November, because the NFL is obviously a juggernaut and college football is obviously raging. And the NBA doesn't really have a way to kind of cut into their to get their slice of the pie. And I think the in-season, I'm not a huge fan of the courts. I know you needed to do something to make it pop off and to make it easily recognizable that this is an in-season tournament game. But I think the court designs could have been better. This is what I said when the Jazz rolled out their new uniforms. Hey, let's not reinvent the wheel, but let's make something that really touches on your history and your heritage and what the league's about. And that's what I was hoping for. But it is what it is, man. We'll see. We'll see what the results are. But I do think if you put playoff seeding on the line, if you said, hey, if you win the in-season tournament, you get a 3-game bump in the standings at the end of the year, let's say, hey, that's a big deal for a lot of these teams that are on the bubble, man.
I'm just $500,000 to LeBron James. Is that a lot of money?
No.
And what does that mean to a fan? I don't think a fan cares that a player's getting $500,000. I mean, that's just my opinion, but it just, I don't know. It just feels not unique to me. Joseph Carruthers, as a Blazer fan, this is painful to watch. I still can't believe he's
cooking,
not
bro.
I can't believe he's not in Portland anymore.
Buddy Hield now at 5 3-pointers attempted.
Yeah, he just missed one. Let's go, Giannis. Get a layup. My man.
Dude, playing bully ball down there.
You got to get him going here. OG Gary, I'm so done with the NBA. I'm not interested in 157, 153. Change the point format to 1 per the paint for all shots, for 1 point for all shots. That brings fundamentals and skill players back. I don't want a 7'6" dude knocking down threes. Hocking up threes, excuse me. More offense is always going to mean more ratings.
Mm-hmm.
I think that much is very clear. There's almost no doubt about that. So for my money, I think 157, 153. I think if you are a Jazz fan, last night was ugly. But if you're a Mavericks fan and Luka knocks down a triple-double in the first half, how are you complaining about that?
Yeah, and I obviously, me being me, I had Luka and Connor McDavid for more than 6.5 3-pointers made, shots on goal last night. So I was obviously in a great place watching Luka do what Luka did.
So, yeah, you were very happy about that.
I was pleased, even though I'm not a Luka guy.
Dank Climb says, what's an NBA? Exactly. Kay, a game is a game, but money is money. Wow. I mean, that is prophetic.
Dude,
that is deep.
I just think we can do better.
But what is better?
I'm telling you, make these guys compete for playoff seeding. Hey, dude, if you the winner of the in-season tournament.
Oh, Giannis. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, did he just dunk? What did he do?
No, he threw it off the backboard and got an and one.
Yeah, I think the winner of the in-season tournament, gets a milli and plus 5 games at the end of the year in the seeding, let's say, or whatever. And then second place gets a little less and third place gets a little less. It's not that difficult to come up with. And I just don't see why we just wanted to go for something as simple as, we're just going to give these guys more money.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be better.
Sean Rollins says, I miss David Robinson's of the NBA. Man, I had David Robinson's shoe. It was amazing. Loved David. He was one of my favorite players. James, I love the NBA, but it isn't as good as the 80s. I grew up watching Dr. A. Magic Bird, Worthy, Kareem, McHale, Parrish, and then the Pistons with Lambeer. Nobody likes the Pistons. Nobody likes the Pistons. Spurs got so lucky. Robinson goes down. They have a crappy season, get Duncan in the draft, and a healthy Robinson back. Spurs thrive.
There's the way.
Well, they also had Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, many other dudes and bros that made a huge difference on those teams. And one of the better coaches in the history of the NBA and Pop.
Mm-hmm.
So, Gary Wolf, I miss Tim, Tony, and Manu. Nobody liked
Dude,
Manu
are we having
Ginobili.
a funeral for the Spurs right now?
Nobody liked Manu Ginobili. Nobody. Sean Rollins promoting Las Vegas for a new team. Players are excited to go there, and LeBron's going to own that team. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
I think LeBron's going to own that team. Update on Prize Picks. The number for Giannis is 53 points, rebounds, and assists. He's at 34.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all. I need my dude to get rebounding. I do, and he's got like 27.
Is Prize Picks the same? He's at 34.
Yeah.
Let me double verify here.
Let's hope. Cougar Tracks. I don't watch anymore, but do they have defense in the NBA? What's defense? It's a we fence. To Todd Father, it would be cool if all the cash went to charity of their choice or something. Well, I mean, they have to earn something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't have a problem paying them money. The problem that I have is it just doesn't mean more. It needs to be different opponents. Maybe I have no problem including the G League, or I don't know what that looks like, but it's got to be something other than the same old stuff that we've always gotten. You know what I mean? Like, you have to give me something special.
Absolutely.
And I don't think you're getting anything special. Why is Giannis out of the game? Now, I'm going to lose on prize picks tonight.
The Bucks, I think, are gearing up for the fourth here. I don't know.
Awesome. Awesome. Adam Salamini, dank. Haha, exactly. It's the NIT of the NBA. I mean, I do think that defense is a problem. It is a problem. There's no doubt about that. Teddy Wayman, sup guys? The IST is awesome. Did you just drop an IST? Wait. Whoa, hang on.
The IST?
Hang on. If we're going to go with the IST.
Oh, what are you talking about, man?
Did you just come in here and drop an IST on us?
Who the fuck are you?
The $500,000 is awesome for the end of the bench guys, and the Stars want that for their guys. The courts are also awesome. Huge success in my opinion. Oh, I think it's been a success, no doubt. But I don't know, and I'm admittedly a hardcore NBA guy. Like, I force my wife to watch terrible defense on a nightly basis. Admittedly. And I am not apologetic about it at all. I'm not. James, if your NBA team wins the tournament game, that city's fans should get free tacos. Okay.
All right, man. That's
from Taco Bell.
Thank you.
Did you logistically think about
Yay!
that? Teddy, they will change it up. Teams didn't have long enough to prepare the courts. It will be different next season. I hope you're right. Greg Hawkins has been a member of the show for 11
Let's go, Greg.
months. Greg, whatever happened to your lawyering situation, dude?
Mm-hmm. Did you go full Harvey Specter on it?
Yeah. Jeff Woodworth, winner gets more balls in the draft lottery. Okay.
I see that. Even that would be more competitive.
Yeah. Johnny Gonzalez. What kills this NBA tournament? I can't even read it. Is the fact that FSU can't get left out of competing.
That was a masterpiece of dog shit.
Way to work it in, dude. Nice job.
Oh, I've heard that about you, Jake.
Nice job, dude.
Oh my God. That is freaking awesome. That is awesome, dude. Oh, Mark Klee, Taylor Hendricks looks impressive the past two games. And as far as the Jazz go, God damn, Greg Hawkins, apparently you are lawyering somewhere. Greg Hawkins gives us $100 super sticker.
Appreciate you, Greg.
I missed a couple. I apologize. Chris George gives us $5. I think the biggest fear is Michigan wins the Natty. They need to vacate it due to sign stealing recruiting violations.
Sign stealer guy.
I don't disagree with that. Realtor John Rollins. Good day to be a realtor. Why did they fire the linebacker coach? Why did they cover up and lie to investigators? Harbaugh has 3 years of cheating equals 2 6-year show causes, dude.
Cheating, lying, and then playing the victim.
I think anybody who believes that Jim Harbaugh is not going to get smacked is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Harrison. Wow.
Stay hard.
Okay.
Wow. Love it, my guy. He says, shout out to Mo Bamba. I missed that soundbite.
Bro, I don't even know where that drop is anymore,
It's
bro.
been too long.
Oh, here it is.
Shout out to Mo Bamba.
It's been too long. Sean Rollins says, let's go, Greg. Appreciate you, Greg. Jeff's idea is brilliant. The winner of the in-season tournament gets 10 balls in the NBA draft. No matter how they finish, in theory, they could get a high draft pick. Absolutely. Dank, has no one picked up Connor Stallions during their coaching cycle? It's amazing he's still unemployed.
Sign stealer guy.
I have no idea how that's possible. I don't know how it's possible. I think one of the interesting storylines, by the way, also is this Bleacher Report top 50. I have a bone to pick with Bleacher Report.
Oh boy.
Now, you guys know that on certain lonely nights, and it gets cold in the wintertime, I admire Devin Booker. My wife is going to Hawaii without me in April. God, I hope the Suns play every day that week. But you guys know that I'm a huge fan of Devin Booker.
Mm-hmm.
Bleacher Report put out a list of the top 50 players in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think they ranked Devin Booker?
51st.
Come on. Where do you think they ranked him?
Probably between 8 and 10 because they're haters.
How about 27th?
What?
That's bullshit.
27th.
What?
They said that,
Hold on.
that the Devinator,
Dude, what?
that Devin Booker is right now today the 27th best player in the NBA.
You don't always have to be negative.
And they're saying that because he's injury prone and he misses too many games.
Get the hell out of here, dude. The whole league is injury prone. Lord.
It is upset. Lauri Markkanen was 48th, right? And you look at some of the other guys on this, Rudy Gobert, 46th. Markkanen or Gobert?
Markkanen.
And I think as we talked to Alema Harrington today, I didn't mean to gloss over that. You guys understand that the Minnesota Timberwolves are playing the best basketball in the history of their franchise. Look at Giannis throw it down. They've been a pretty mediocre franchise for many years. I believe it is 13 straight days they've been at the top of the Western Conference, or in your case, the Eastern Conference.
That's right.
Boy, who remembers that?
Yeah, I'm not talking about that.
They've had the best record in the Western Conference for 13 straight days. That's the longest stretch they've ever had. I believe in their past, it was 10 straight days combined in the history of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Like, they're actually playing good ball.
Right.
So Paolo Banchero's 45th.
I disagree with that.
Franz Wagner, 43rd. You look at, what are some, Evan Mobley in Cleveland's 39th. You look at Mikal Bridges in Brooklyn, 36th.
Okay, that's a joke.
Jimmy Butler, 34th.
Dude,
Kawhi Leonard, 33rd.
who the hell is making this list?
This is a sign that the 32-year-old with a lengthy injury history is firmly past his prime, they say. Kyrie Irving, 32nd. Right? So you go down and you get to 27th, and there's Devin Booker. Injuries have limited the dynamic guard to just 11 appearances. Booker individual component. All leave him on the cusp of the top 10, but he can't be trusted because he's injury prone. So Kristaps Porzingis is a better player.
My fucking ass.
Zion Williamson at 25.
Get the hell out of here, dude.
Alperen Sengun. Phenomenal player, Alperen Sengun. He's no Devin Booker, but he'll do. Donovan Mitchell, 23rd.
Okay, quick pause here. Dame's got the ball, playing one-on-one basketball here. And he's going to drive to the basket. Damn it.
And kick it.
Oh, kick it.
And a layup is missed.
Yeah.
Bobby Portis lays it in. What a jerk. Fortunately for his squad, Donovan has improved in other areas, effectively staving off a bigger decline, but he hasn't quite been able to match his scoring exploits from his inaugural season in Cleveland. All these guys better. Chet Holmgren's better than Devin Booker.
Chet Holmgren's better than Devin Booker, man.
Holmgren's already playing like an all-star and the clear-cut Rookie of the Year favorite. Victor Wembanyama, hype be damned. Scarily enough, he's only tapping into the full extent of his powers. Jalen Brunson at 19, better than Devin Booker. Dame Lillard, better than Devin Booker. Ant Edwards, better than Devin Booker.
I don't get it.
Like, this list is terrible. I'd also point out Steph Curry's 13th best in this top 50. Steph Curry, aside from two absences, has been the exception. His playmaking has trended in the wrong direction, partially because it's been hard to trust his struggling teammates. Since his injury-shortened 20 campaign, Curry has posted a 15.57 MVP score. His current mark at 12.245 would continue his slow decline. So they have Luka Doncic better. They have LeBron James better than
LeBron
Steph Curry.
James is the 9th best player on this list.
Maxey at 8. Tatum at 7. Kevin Durant at 6. The top 5 are Tyrese Halliburton.
Dude, what are we doing, man?
Giannis Antetokounmpo 4. Joel Embiid is 3rd. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander 2nd.
And Nikola
Jokic,
dude,
the best player in the NBA.
It's such a joke, dude.
Come on, man.